The U.S. Senate is launching a new effort to draft bipartisan legislation to counter China's economic and military rise. The legislation will include measures to deter China from initiating a conflict with Taiwan or other U.S. allies. It aims to block U.S. capital from going to Chinese companies. The effort is called the China Competition Bill 2.0 and follows a previous bill that authorized more than $170 billion for U.S. scientific research and $52 billion for semiconductor manufacturing and research. The information is reported by David Shepardson. Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, visited Finland on Wednesday to seek more international support in his country's defense against Russia. He met with the prime ministers of Sweden, Norway, Denmark and Iceland and discussed Ukraine's defense struggle and Finland's support for Ukraine. He also talked about Ukraine's increasing partnerships with the European Union and NATO, which are expected to grant Ukraine membership later this summer. Zelensky's trip was noteworthy as Finland joined NATO earlier this month, doubling its border with Russia. After the summit, Zelensky will travel to Germany for a state visit and a Charlemagne Prize ceremony. He has also visited other key allies, such as Poland and the United States, to secure more military aid and training for Ukraine. NATO allies have provided more than 98% of combat vehicles and more than $71 billion in military assistance to Ukraine since the war began. The CDC is investigating a COVID-19 outbreak that affected 35 people who attended the Epidemic Intelligence Service Conference in Atlanta in late April. The conference, which was the first in-person event in 4 years, did not follow public health guidelines such as wearing masks and maintaining social distance. The CDC is working with Myanmar's military junta announced on Wednesday that it will release more than 2,000 political prisoners as a humanitarian gesture for the full moon day of Kaisan, a major Buddhist holiday. The prisoners were charged under Section 505A of the Penal Code, which criminalizes comments that cause fear or spread false news, and carries up to 3 years in jail. The junta warned that the freed prisoners will have to follow the law or face the rest of their original sentence. The announcement came after China's foreign minister met with the junta leader, Senior General Min Aung Hlaing, and urged the international community to respect Myanmar's sovereignty and play a constructive role in achieving peace and reconciliation. The coup, which took place in February 2021, ousted the elected civilian government of Aung San Suu Kyi, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, and sparked widespread protests and violence. The CEOs of Google, Microsoft, OpenAI and Anthropic will meet with Vice President Kamala Harris and top administration officials on Thursday to discuss key artificial intelligence (AI) issues such as privacy, bias, scams, and misinformation. President Biden has expressed his expectation that companies must ensure their products are safe before making them available to the public, and has asked for public comments on accountability measures for AI systems. The meeting comes amid growing concerns and challenges about the fast-growing AI technology, such as its impact on workers, national security, and education. One example of AI technology that has attracted attention and criticism is ChatGPT, an AI program that can write answers quickly to a wide range of queries, but also poses a serious risk to the public. The U.S. and Mexico have agreed on new immigration policies to deter illegal border crossings and open up other pathways for migrants after the pandemic restrictions end next week. The agreement includes: Mexico will continue to accept migrants from Venezuela, Haiti, Cuba and Nicaragua who are turned away at the border, and up to 100,000 individuals from Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador who have family in the U.S. The U.S. will accept up to 30,000 migrants per month from the 4 countries for 2 years and offer them the ability to legally work, as long as they meet certain criteria and pass vetting and background checks. The U.S. will also screen, deport, and penalize migrants who cross illegally or move through other countries on their way to the border, and deploy 1,500 active duty troops to the border area for 90 days. The agreement aims to manage the overcrowding, security, and humanitarian crisis at the border, and to send a message to potential border crossers not to attempt the journey. However, it also faces challenges and criticisms from some in Biden's own party, who object to the militarization of the border and the use of troops. The comparison with Trump's policies, which Biden frequently criticized, and the lack of congressional action on immigration. The comparison with the Cuban and Haitian migrants, who are making the trek on foot up through Mexico and are not easily returned. The agreement comes as the U.S. and Mexico are bracing for a surge of migrants after the pandemic restrictions end, and as the Biden administration tries to signal its seriousness on immigration issues. The Building American Energy Security Act was introduced by U.S. Senator Joe Manchin. The act aims to speed up the permitting process for both fossil fuel and renewable energy projects. It sets a 2-year limit on environmental reviews of major federal energy projects and 1 year for smaller ones, reduces court delays over energy projects, and directs the U.S. President to designate at least 25 high-level energy projects and prioritize their permitting. The bill also calls for completion of Equitrans Midstream Corp's Mountain Valley Pipeline. Flint Community Schools, a school district in Michigan, banned all backpacks from school buildings on Monday, citing growing safety concerns. The superintendent, Kevin Jones, said that backpacks can hide weapons and make it easier for students to commit violence. He also said that the ban was not a response to the Texas school shooting last May, where 17 people died. Students can still bring personal items in small purses, lunchboxes, or clear plastic bags, which will be searched. Parents or guardians must pick up any backpacks left at school. The policy was approved by the Board of Education, the administration, and the principals, and supported by the police department. Jones said that the ban was the best solution for the district's safety and security. Ed Sheeran has threatened to quit music if he is found guilty in the ongoing copyright trial comparing Thinking Out Loud and Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On. The lawsuit was filed back in 2017 by the heirs of Ed Townsend, Gaye's co-writer on the 1973 soul classic. The lawsuit alleged that Sheeran's 2014 hit features striking similarities to Gaye's song and overt common elements that constitute a violation of their copyright. The trial kicked off last Tuesday and is expected to last around 2 weeks. Sheeran's legal team has asserted the two tracks share nothing more than a series of chord progressions foundational to pop music.
Thank you for watching. Please support our efforts by liking and sharing the videos. Don't forget to subscribe to get our regular updates.